Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another small little episode of IronTide. So today, to honor my fellow supporters and patrons, and those in the stream of my community, I like to do D&D through the chat, kind of like the old school way of role-playing posts. And today, there'll be a character intro from the third group of the D&D fantasy group that I play in. I'll Dungeon Master. But then again, I still am playing, aren't I? So tonight we have Nox of the IronTide. Nox is a female tiefling warlock, and recently, not too long ago, she acquired her first familiar. Well, she's supposed to acquire it at the beginning, though I do things a little bit differently. The game that I have is homebrewed by yours truly, and has a pretty large sandbox. There's a lot of references and soundtracks and tunes that I use. I hope you guys enjoy tonight's intro. So, let's get into it. So most of it is done through the Twitch chat. Of course, yours truly handles any dice rolls that happen. No, it's not dice rolls tonight. It's more of choice. And the choices can have ramifications or events that can take place in the future. Especially with other groups, possibly. But character intros or prologues and backstory can help shape a character, play the character, or bring up more ideas and goals. It's always good to have that for a character and the player themselves. So, here we go. Alright. She should be right there. So everyone else will, see a bit of chatting going here to and fro. It's probably fine. Okay. Taking a few things to notice, making sure some things are popping up. Work all right. Unless Twitch is no, or it is Streamlabs. Don't think the chat box has been working all too well. Let's see. Has the chat box been working for people? Let's see if maybe I can make that reappear. Okay. Unless Streamlabs is maybe having a malfunctioning day. Let's take a look. I'll have to ask Bainesy to edit some stuff, but that's probably fine. And if the video seems skippy, well, you guys know that some things that don't need to belong or will be edited. Okay, it's working. That's good. I saw it at the last moment. Okay. In this far city in the northern kingdoms, a great place called Crusade. So the whole countryside as a whole, as the world that is known, is Crusade. Osnavog has been a very secretive city, town, basilica. No one's not really sure. Not many really go there and come back, or even want to get near it. Some call it the Forbidden City. The one thing for sure is many tieflings usually originate from this place. And this is where Nox's beginning starts. Nox, you don't really remember much about your birth or the semblance of any family at all. You were born, someone took you into their cage, into their life. You're not too sure. Or you have been exchanged through many hands. But until more proper sentience, the way of life beating into you, did you know truly that you were orphaned, or abandoned, or sold, bought, whichever one it is. You start your life like many in Fosnavag. Some are branded as slaves, or as food, or as ritual sacrifices. Some are lucky to be thralls or indentured servants of sorts, especially if they want to live. Most don't really get to live. There are several slave pens, many that stretch far and wide, though some of them have higher degrees of quality. And these qualities, some of these slave pens harbor slaves that have magical properties, physical prowess, and certain kinds of labors or use. It's being treated as fodder for food, either pets or worse, or ritual sacrifices in some ways. So it is up to you to see how you can survive what is called the Shield Cage. It is a very reputable slave pen under the ownership of Dacian. Take a look again. Oh no, pardon me, Severian. Severian is a very well-known warlock, high prestige, but those even of tiefling birth are still prejudiced against each other. So in a way, it's kind of like the tieflings cannibalize their own kind, regardless of race, origin. It is all about power and wealth, and definitely connections. Though some say that in Fosnavag, it is ruled by someone known as the Mother of Secrets. No one has seen what she looks like. No one knows if she actually exists. Though there's also another mother that is known as the Mother of Mysteries. Either it was spreaded, or maybe someone else shown up to the scene. So others believe that the Mother of Secrets and Mother of Mysteries are the one and the same person. Yet other rumors have speculated that they may be twins. Who knows? So in Shield Cage is known as the Peaceful Slumber. That's what Shield stands for. But apparently it is the Peaceful Slumbering Cage. So town. You start your days small. Yeah. Beginning like a toddler. As you grew, you met many people in your life. So we begin your journey. Like much stock of merchandise, tieflings are of demonic descent or origins in some way, and have a good grasp or storage of magical arcanic energies, and can be used for many ways. Again, some slaves are used for fodder to feed monstrosities, or again for sacrifice to attain to different higher ports of power or research. And there is definitely no holding back in Fosnavag. You have seen many sold off, many beaten or brutalized, whipped and chained. And when you were carted off, you never saw them again. So you encountered a few figures in your life that help train you, mold you, help you survive and to learn about the world. Today's duties for you, before you even hit your preteen days, you had cleaning duties with others in the kitchen, your cage mates, as some call. While cleaning, you tend to make a few mistakes, wonder about. But you caught the eyes of other cage mates. Again, it's no less than like a prison itself. Even prisoners want to beat each other up, dominate over the others, and control everything. Yet, you meet another tiefling by the name of Kyra, who's the daughter of Lord Severian, who owns you. She, along with her other thralls, or any of your cage mates, have to listen to her words. Usually, well, try to resist. Doesn't end up too well, nor does it last too long. You get to see her make examples out of people, either beating them, taking their food, stealing their clothes. blaming the mistakes or accidents on them, getting them ridiculed and whipped. You're no exception. You always dreaded the day when she would target you. So today she picks you. Owner Malaku approached you, and she goes, "Well, well. Cleaning up, I see. I don't think you'll be having any scraps of food at all. I believe I'll just tell my father that you ate everything. Unless you stand there and let me hit you." So do you resist or take the beating? What will it be? It's always good to let players have a chance to think of response. This is why I usually like putting it through the chat mostly. And to type it out and talk. As you say those words, "So you'll let me hit you then?" As she reaches right behind her and pulls out a small club. And it's, from what you can see, from it's laced with, it seems like barbed wire. He slowly starts to move towards you, along with the rest of the cronies who slowly have their hands up. Slowly see if you run, they're gonna make a grab for you. Do you resist or take the beating? Take your pick. As you get ready to take the beating, before she gets to you, all the others grab hold of you and they hold you still. She starts to raise the club and gets ready to basically rake it across the side of your face. Quickly, with a loud bang, you see this large sack of flour launched right at her body. The servants are in awe, and everyone slowly looks towards where it comes from. You see Kyra, especially yourself, shocked in disbelief. She seems to not be moving, but she seems stunned. That heavy sack of flowers definitely did a good number on her. You're right. As you look, you see a young, strong boy, and for what you have taught is what's called a human. They seem to be a lot more stronger than those who are holding you down, especially those of Tiefling race. He speaks out loudly, especially pointing at you. "Don't just let them do that to you. You gotta fight for yourself." And as Kyra's starting to move, she's like, she's starting to cry. She looks over at her cronies, and she points right at the human. It's up to you if you want to help him out in the fight, because the cronies launch towards him. As soon as anyone gets close, he grabs a rolling pin and just smacks him to the side. So he gets into a big brawl with all of them. And Kyra is just cursing his name, but you can't seem to understand because she's spitting out flour. But it seems you have been saved, though he's surrounded. Will you give him a hand or will you watch? See what she does. Elias is a giant you the boys aid as you attempt to protect him from the others. Alright. So you join him in the squabble. And greatly and funny enough, you manage to overtake them. It's a very 2v6 situation. Against the odds. Now after your victory, those whining and crying on the ground, and Kara got what had coming to her, but she ran away, crying for whoever could help her. Roldan grabs your hand, pulls you to the side, and he starts grabbing a few like food scraps. He pulls like a side of like your cloth, like on the side, kind of like this, and like a little pantry holder, and he starts like putting food, and he like presses it to your chest so that you can hold on to it. He goes, "Okay, come with me quickly. We gotta go put this food away." So you got he just continues to drag you onwards towards the sleeping quarters where the cages are, and he basically starts hiding a bunch of these food scraps. He looks at you and goes, "All right, good. We should probably try to hide. Actually, hide in there." So he grabs you again, and there's a little alcove in the cage area you never noticed before. Every cage is different. Every cage is built differently and put in different areas. So you manage to slide a little bit of some bed straw. He stuffs you in it. He puts you in there, and he goes, "Shh. That food will help you. I don't think I'll be getting any. Actually, I should probably." And he goes to grab a little bit of food, eats a bunch of it, swallows it down, wipes his lips. "All right. Wish me luck." And he leaves. But he's making his way out. Do you stop him or do you stay? See what choice she'll make. Let's see what Nox shall do. If she's how does she is? As you start complaining and panicking around, he goes, and the age you are currently, you're about 8-9 years old at this point, or your preteen years. He looks at you and he goes, "It seemed like the right thing to do. Besides, side here, you'll be fine. You'll probably want to hit me anyway, or whatever the hell it is they do." Also, before he goes out and strut, and you hear loud screaming, loud yelling, lots of heavy footsteps. Definitely not the greatest of things that you wanted to hear. So at this point, you were very confused on how to feel and what to do. Most of the time of your life as you grew up, you only experienced sorrow, hatred, betrayal, and being used. And for when someone tried to help you, show you kindness, add on as they see. He immediately takes a hand and he pats your head. "Call me Roldan." Anywho, oh god. So he leaves. As he's running by, with loud footsteps and clanging metal and of the guards, other taskmasters at hand. Here you can hear Lord Severian's loud yells, which usually quake you with fear. For many years, you never really managed to make a friend. Though for some reason, deep down, you feel as though you have. But it's hard to say. Later, you hear how Roldan, amongst the other cage mates, that he was whipped, chained, and beaten, and then branded. You don't get to see him for a bit, but he does manage to make it back to one of the cages. Manage to eat your fill of food and not starve. Do you leave any food for him, or do you eat it all? Hello, Chris. Hello, Curry. Alright, you save some food for him. When the first time you see him, you see several scars, cuts, large brand mark on his shoulder. You see large gashes of whip from the back of his shoulders all the way to the back of his ankles. And he's been through a lot. Damn, his face has been swollen, right eye shut. You can still see well the left one, but he still managed to hold his voice well. Well, I'm back. And he goes to check the alcohol and sees the food he left. I'm like, oh, thanks. And he takes half of it and eats some. And then he slides the rest over to you. I just need a bit just to get me by. Anywho, after that, I think all the other cage mates are afraid of you. Especially what happened. Again, I'm real done. On my body. Well, I think I'll try to get some rest. As he lays down and he tries to rest, do you say anything towards him before sleep? During this time, as you guys got to know each other, and help but feel the cold winds looking through the cracks of the walls and cages. All right. Do-do-do. Nox speaks back. Don't do something like that again. You got us both hurt. There's two in both our ends. Lucky now, you're hurt and weak all because of me. You shouldn't do that. As you say that, all you hear is a light laugh. A bit of coughing. Ah, you whine a lot, don't you? He doesn't really turn to talk to you, but he speaks a little bit to the open. He speaks more to the open sky. For me, it's hard making friends. I don't know my family either. All I know was that I was sold. It's hard to make friends and to survive. There's some people here, just cage mates that either want to kill each other, want to survive, or maybe even make friends. I haven't been able to make a friend yet. But when I saw you being, bullied by Kyra, well, she deserved it. Especially that I threw that sack of flour at her. Just because I may be a bit small and young doesn't mean I'm not that strong. He like raises up a bit, tries to flex. Of his sore muscles. He was pretty strong for his age. Definitely not what you can tell for being so young. Look. If you want to be friends, we can. I like to be. I have no idea how to make friends. But, well, I never really want to help anyone either until today. Or, was that yesterday? I don't really remember much. Can't remember. And it definitely has occurred to you too that a lot of the cage mates aren't exactly educated as well. Even counting or remembering things on a calendar. You've gained a bit of that knowledge by glimpsing a few books and scriptures here and there, but not too much. He lays back down again and goes with a heavy sigh. We can always be friends. It's always good to have friends. We need to make more. I don't know if we'll ever be free. The words and stuff I learn are by the mouth of others. Sometimes I get to see and read a few things, but I try to read. I think I know what it is. It's just I see them point and they talk about it. That's why I don't know what it is. Anywho, I need some sleep. You should too. As odd and random as he is, very stuttery like, Roldan is straightforward, mostly driven by instinct from what you can tell. Doesn't really think, he just does. At least that's something honest about him. Not long after he said those words, he starts snoring. You bother to wake him up and annoy him, or you yourself turn into sleep? And as you're contemplating what to do, a bit of rain slips in every now and then through the cracks in the cold winds as you go lay down the rest. Weeks, the days, they go by quick sometimes, or even regularly slow. Kyra always on the hunt to bully someone. Well, Dan would always watch over you and protect you just in time. Or hide together with you. Taking scraps of food. Stealing them when you can. Keeping it for the both of yourselves. But as you guys grew a little bit more older, Roldan's size and figure is more larger. More stronger. And one day, the Taskmaster guards took him out of his cell. No word in question. He didn't resist. He knew it would be bad. but he told him to wait a moment, and then goes to look at you and walks towards you. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what to say. I don't know if we'll see each other again. You have been a great friend. I'll miss stealing food with you. I remember seeing some people in the town when we would go do chores and errands. Some would do or say or give something. Remember them. But I managed to find something. I was gonna save it. I don't know what a name day mine is, or yours. And he goes a little closer, and he pulls something out of his pocket. It's wrapped in a large cloth. I thought this would look really good. I don't know. Maybe you can do something with it. Looks pretty. And he gives you the wrapped cloth. Do you remain silent? Or do you wish to say something? The moment he hands it to you, he turns around and he starts walking towards the guards. As you say that, he looks back one more time and goes, scratching his head. The short hair as it be, you'd had a feeling that it could definitely grow out super long. I don't know about promises. We'll see. As he takes his leave, the guard shuts the cage. Days, weeks, couple of months, a year. Never got to see him ever again. One night, we had a crack of thunder. Wind ever harsh. It's very cold. A lot of rest. Many of those that were brought with you, or of new stock or old stock, died. Especially those who came, their rivals. Much of the cages stink. New cages being made or moved. You don't know if anyone is either asleep or dead. Yet as you try to sleep, you heard something loud, almost like a roar. You heard several different beasts before in the markets of Fosnavag. There's also one thing that seems familiar, almost like instrument. You hear something like a horn. Very subtle. Almost nearby. Very subtle. Lucky enough your ears were able to pick it up. You try to go and investigate? You wait and see. Choice is yours. Okay. As you wait and see what manner it could be, another crash of thunder happens. Small little entryway to the alcove to your left between the cages. You don't see any guards. It's quite dark. Any torches or braziers that were lit are long gone out. You see your eyes have the ability of dark vision. Mist. Very cloudy mist moving. Very slowly, sometimes quickly, towards your direction. And as you try to look into it, you know, but if there's something maybe moving, as you press your ears to the side to listen, you hear almost something akin to footsteps. Pitter patter of stone where the cages are. You are not alone. You could try to hide. Or you can stay and listen and watch. But it is making its way towards you. You'll see, crazy. Alright, you gather your courage to investigate. As you go out of your cage, any semblance of firelight snuffed out quickly. As the mist starts making its way towards you. Slowly, creepily, you hear the footsteps more. It's almost, you can see like a figure within them. Almost as tall as you. It's like as though they were almost childlike for a moment. And as they got closer, the misty form that shrouded the whole cage area, you hear the small little horn again. And the mist funneled away into the small little golden-like horn. In the hand of a small creature you've never seen before. Almost as tall as you. Not full aged yet. They'll get there, but this one, you seem very old. You place the horn to the side. Your cloth in just pure black. You see semblances of red. A few little streaks. Though the ears etched out from the hood a little bit are very pointy, and you've seen some of them before, but It's definitely not like the elves who are very skinny and tall like. This was a lot more shorter. They look at you. You see their brown dog beady eyes blinking. And then they just move right past you. They don't bump into you or anything. They give you a look. They just move past you. Do you follow? Or do you stay? Or is there something you would like to say? Let us see what she shall do. As you start to pursue in silence, you get to hear the noises that often plague you during the night at Fosnavag. The Shul cage has been slightly disturbing on its own end in times. You've grown used to it. It has become familiar. You would see them pause, look a little bit slightly over their shoulder. They know you're there, but they don't say or do anything. Keep creeping along. And by the stature and by the figure, this is something you have never seen before, and very rare, and it definitely intrigues you. It is something or someone new. It's definitely not part of the establishment, not part of the slave pens either. As they slowly guide you to the entrance, a different quarter of the slave pens that you never really went into. They look around. You can't really see their face. Everything is mostly covered. You got a slip of paper. And quickly before you could react, it is applied to your mouth. And when you try to tear it off or speak, all you get is complete silence. And you left one finger. Signing to be absolutely quiet. Figure themselves. Look a little bit left to the right. And they're in a small alcove near some stairs. As you make your way, you pull a few stones. You grab your hand. So a little resistant at first, but he points, and there is an entryway. He lets go of your hand. And he slowly slides in, crouches low, into the dark pit. You follow him? You want to go back? Thunder's still raging hard. And now there's no rain yet. A little bit of harsh winds. Nighttime noises. As you continue your journey, you see them look over their shoulder quickly. And then you move forward on. You managed to explore different places the shield cage pins. But then later, you remember going to the estate once. You were but a very young toddler before they moved you here. It's where a lot of the high-paid staff, the nobility, and the main family as well, especially Lord Severian and his spoiled yet evil daughter, Kyra. You do manage to bypass a few guards as you go from one sneaky hole to a hallway through fewer tight corridors, below some stairs, high up on the ceiling, as the figure seems to lead you quickly, grabbing your hand, telling you when to be quiet, showing you how they walk, how to stealth through and be sneaky. Eventually, you got the knack and infinity from a very solid person. Manage to find the guards' quarters, the barracks where they sleep, the different kitchens, different libraries even. We managed to find Kyra in a room sleeping as well. Instinctively, you stop and you stare right at her through the small alcove, right from atop her bed. Small little window that you can see in the alcove. This much less to let air out. Crawling, sometimes crouching, or barely walking through these tight places. Yet, the figure notices you staring at them with intense hatred and dislike. He looks at you, and he rummages in his pouch, and he puts it on the ground. And the it is a different pouch itself, so he went inside his pouch to grab another one. This one seems mildly blue colored, and as he unties it, there are several small little stone marble like things. One is red, the other one is blue with a mix of green. That one seems to be yellow with a large brown spot. There are several, but these three are the more prominent ones that seem to pique your interest. There, Curry. Alright, so what color will she pick, people? We'll see. Amongst what other crazy deeds that she may be doing. As you pick it up, the creature, one very small gloved hand, points right towards Kyra. There's a throwing motion. It wants you to chuck it. Are you just gonna drop it? Chuck it, or just try to peg her with it? Let's see how daring she can be with such a throw-in opportunity. Good old Nox. So pray tell. Forgive of any delays, but that's just how it is at the current moment. Clenches the stone tightly. With the great curiosity and of course the contempt that Nox has for Kyra, you hurl the stone as it starts to collide on her skin. You don't hear a thud. You hear a splash. Small red stone splats right on her forehead. The moment that happens, you see the color of his redstone start to spread from her more dark, brownish scaled body, even for a tiefling. It starts to envelop her and just pure red. Redder than a goddamn cherry. The color itself just starts spreading even more towards clothes, the blankets, the pillows, the bed. And as that stopped, she is lit on fire. Starts screaming in great pain. At this point, with your eyes in great shock and awe, you see the creature before you gives you a thumbs up, ties up the pouch, puts in the bag, and he begs you to keep following him. Though the great screams of pain, many guards start rushing. You hear a lot of the estate moving about, rushing to her room. Hey, man. Well, you can either sit there and keep watching, you can follow him. Maybe do you feel like you need to go back? What are you gonna do? Seems good. I'll go back here, bro. Wait for her next reply. Oh, goody, man. I mean, so now it just all depends. I was wide at the side, knowing your only two options are to stay and be dealt death for your crime or continue on the path you are taken so far. Well, as you continue to follow them, find more different alcoves. And then in one room, but you cannot reach it until you see through a small little entryway. He points. You see several different paintings. They're glamorous. And as you continue more of your journey, you're taken to a small little study. Several books. A large library. Ornately colored, designed, and you couldn't help but feel as though you're just drawn to them. So, you see one book open lying on the side. You cannot understand what they say. By flipping through the pages, you could relate to what they're saying, but the picture's shown, though it doesn't show too much. As you guys continued your journey, you managed to communicate through eyes, looking right at each other through the eyes, hand signals. A bit odd, even though there are times that you felt blind. That the creature before you guide you as easily as you not only just train your eyesight to pick things up, but to hear, to see, to feel, and to think it through. Eventually, you're taken somewhere deeper, and it seems a little bit more hot. You see a great wind almost breaking through. You hear the clinking of metal and stone, or more stone being bashed on by metal. You see someone familiar as you're making your way through this little tunnel. Right below you, you see several different minecarts being moved. Several oars being thrown into it. Some of these hard laborers are moving quickly and fast as best as they can. One of them you spot seems very familiar as you hear his voice. I'm looking forward to sleep, food, both, maybe. That's Roland. Oh, Roldan. Sorry, Roldan. At this point, you can't really reach him, though it warms your heart that he is indeed alive and safe and not dead. So eventually, through your adventures, the creature leads you back to the cages. He points towards the cage and gives you a thumbs up, and he pats you on the head lightly. He turns quickly, starts running, takes out the horn, blows it, and he's encompassed in pure mist. Or you can even react. Just quickly just fails. You decide to rest, go back in your cage, or do you just want to stay awake? As they disappeared, the slip of paper that covered your mouth that didn't allow you to talk peels itself off. Enchantment already wearing off. Well, along with the guild and horror what happened, you didn't manage to see Roldan again. He's alive and he's not dead. The crime and atrocity you had committed. Definitely willing on your part. But it's true, you did wish her harm. You didn't know how far it would go. And to what this creature would be, you have no idea. And so GM, how you doing? Many days and weeks, months pass. Never saw them again. Eventually, from your cages, you're removed. Seen many stalk as you and many are referred to, or the merchandise sold, taken away. Yeah, luckily no one has caught you yet. Dodged several bullets and became very lucky. Some owners didn't really see you have any potential at all. Not even some wanted to buy you as food, as you yourself are way too skinny or appetizing, much less for rituals, seeing as you don't really have any aptitudes towards magic or the arcane. So one day you are sent to clean one of the libraries with many others. You encounter another person is working with you along with cage mates, one you haven't really met before, or should I say something. The first Dragonborn you've ever met, scale colored one. Don't find out about their name yet. The rough you can tell he seems a bit skittish. As you're cleaning, you manage to find a few interesting books. Though, if you were to dally a little bit too much in your cleaning, it come with a price. Remember back then when you stuck in, had to gaze on a few books, but mostly the pictures and words. Still not being able to read or write yet at this point. You wish to peruse the books, or to continue cleaning, or maybe try to converse or help this odd, unique creature that you have encountered. The other cage mates, everyone else seems to be cleaning their own business. What do you wish to do? I should take closer inspection of the books. Some of them seem very enchanting, almost glow at your touch. You saw one of them had twitched. But all of them seem to be under lock and key, or some sort of enchantment that don't allow you to open them. The one, darkish reddish in design. The details of it showing the flames of the sun on the front, the ornate symbols of the stars decorated at the back. And before you could try to open it, it seems like it could easily be pried. A series of many books fell on your head, causing you to be greatly dazed. As you try to shake it off and recover from the amount of objects that fell on you. See a green scaled hand move these books and try to pick you up. And then you hear a familiar voice. And it's Kyra. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you have a little accident? And her hand was the same club that you remember that she was going to nail you with that day. And she has a different amount of cronies. Though Kyra herself no longer has greatly, astoundingly beautiful, as she always proclaimed to be. Mostly wore a scowl of some sorts, of a light mask. Much of her body is covered. Tell that skin, or what remained of it, was burnt to a crisp. Several scars that she tries to hide. It's not too much avail. She can't really cover too much that is definitely evident, but she has that covered on her face. She looks at you, and then turns her side. Dragonborn. He points. All the cronies start gathering and start walloping on him quickly. She looks over at you and goes, "Don't interfere. I want to play with this new thing." So he's getting his ass beat a lot. He's asking for help as he's just scrambling on through, going, stop, as he's panicking, just beating the hell out of it, and taking some boosts and just dropping on his body. You wish to help him, but you let him lie there. Hey, fail. Hey, Shaman. He's ready to system. Alright. So you go hailing in like a firestorm, and you definitely saw Kyra right on her jaw. And you continue in the fray. Even using books, a great mighty heavy blunt weapon. They're really heavy. And as you beat them back, Jeroboam himself starts pushing it back as well. So instead of like using his fists, he backs up and he just grabs a huge book pile and goes like snowballs. And eventually you start copying the whole same thing as well. They try to block, else they're getting pelted by these books. One of them gets nailed in the crotch, the other one gets nailed in the leg and he falls. Another one gets like nailed on the head and gets knocked out. Power herself, just the club gets knocked out of her hand and it falls and it like pricks her right along her arm as it just basically gets flipped. Power screams and yells. I'm gonna remember this. What? I'm not gonna deal with you anymore. I think there may be I'm out of here. I'm going to this academy. I'll see you for a while. I just want one last fun. Goodbye. And she leaves quickly with a great run. And for once, you stand tall and brave. Great courage. You thought you would have fear settle into you, remembering what Kai would have done to you back then. But that the show of force and defending yourself, and another, just like Roldan did for you. Did good. Though with the mess of books, that still won't save you from Lord Severian's wrath. Instead, the Dragonborn opts to help you cleaning up the books. Later, introduces to you as Inzul. Hopefully we can be good friends. I'm Inzul. I saw you looking at that book, but I don't know where it went. And if you like, I can also teach you to read. I know a little bit. It's hard to write, but I can teach that. Looks like you made another friend after so long. So, knowing Roldan is not dead, stuck in another place that you can't really reach, nor can you leave it, is being put to labor. Good to make a friend. But what would you like to do? Yeah, what would it be? So as you accept his offer on 100, you're like, oh, okay then. And you notice that he has a bit of like a hunchback going on as well. Uh, you can see a lot of scales torn asunder. You see several scars, burnt marks. He's been through some rough patches, definitely. Or scales, more to say. Um, he squints a lot. No, his eyesight's not the greatest either. May either be nearsighted or partially blind. Not too sure. Through days and weeks, he cages, spent time studying secretly, or what torchlight you can get, or moonlight, even during the day, sticking small patches of either the books, leftover scrolls. Has definitely been a great intimate filling time, and coming through the days, weeks, and later to a year. So again, throughout time, you two, along with like Roldan back in the days, is very similar. And though again with the stock and merchandise, it seems that you guys have also been upgraded in treatment with more better food. You always remember that there wasn't always the greatest of food around, and they always try to bring food, but not of the greatest quality. You remember Nox moving several food stores around, or helping feed a bunch of animals so that they can also later be slaughtered, farmed, or killed to also feed some of your cage mates. And the more better and healthier looking a slave looks, the more money they can go for, or the more likely they are to be bought. Yet at random times, you didn't even know if there would be enough food. If someone were to appear look weak or malnourished, either taken to the estate to be fed, or someone to come along and buy them. You're not too sure. But luckily enough, you have managed to survive. Along with Inzu, well, Dan is taken away for other means of physical labor, what you can tell. Though one day, as you rested on your bed straw, Inzu resting onto his, you reach under. You just try to make almost like a little pillow out of it. You feel scraps, paper, even a book. As you uncover it, you see any sort of books, scrolls, parchments, small bits of patches that you have collected before, but new ones that you have not seen. And then you remembered the gift that Roldan had given you. You unfold it at last. Several quills, shiny ink bottle. You never knew when you would use it. But looks like maybe today might be time. Inzul sees you rummaging about, a little bit panicked, and he looks right awe. On top of the goods you see before you sits a letter. Now in a great haste, you try to roll it out, yet come out the way you want it to. Can't even read it. Not yet, anyway. Anywho, tomorrow you do have many chores to do. Yet Inzu is also excited, yet tired as much as you do. Take the time to put it off the side and maybe just rest, do your chores, and come back, or would you rather read and peruse scrolls, books, these parchments? Maybe at last get used to practicing writing. And as suddenly as it came, the rain falling down, along with the crash of thunder. Through careful studying time, you and Inzul bond more closely, intimately, taking you back to the days of nostalgia when you and Roldan would go and sneak food, hide it away from Kara and her cronies, hide it from punishment and being tortured, or even from the buyers. The letter unknowns to you what it could say. Instead, both of you set out, reading, looking through these pictures, small simple words etched on these parchments, much of the ink being used. Many of the quills, so fanciful as they are, came to you by Roldan before he had to leave. It was the greatest experience of fun that you ever had, even trying to hide your giggles and smiles and laughter. Inzul went through different ways of how to spell food, how to write, doodling, and pictures. You yourself have accrued the ability to draw. Such affinity for the arts. Would never know, not for a while. It does burn in your heart and your passions. Continues. Till one day, nostalgia hits you once more. More guards come. But this time for Inzul. Both of you have hit a great brink of your studies and your writing. The night before, as you guys had rested.
You just got a hose, young money.
Oh, AP, thank you for the host. He says he had managed to finally translate what was written in the letter. You wish to read it with him before he goes? Or do you keep it to yourself so that the guards don't see? What would you like to do? Rain still falling heavy. And yet again, you lose another friend. Once more, the crashing thunder. As though it is the start of new. Doing away with the old. So loud, so quickly, and unquieting. As the bonds you made throughout time with your friends and fellows, random encounters, as quickly as the life that you witness when feeding the animals, helping feed your cage mates and those who cannot feed themselves, and even feed yourself as well. The message you read as he translates Does it make sense to you? Take heed of these books, these writings. Try to learn. Reading and writing and knowledge is a very dangerous thing, a very good thing. Practice. Maybe another moonlight. I'll see you again. Look for the mists. You'll know that's when I'm there. I'll be watching. I have been for a while. And it is no signature. That's all that is relayed. As Unzul had read that out, hands you the letter. Guards, they look at it with interest. Unzul quickly turns to them and fades them out. His stuttering and his speech still there. We should go. We don't want to keep the masters waiting, do we? And of course, they remember their duties. We could escort him out. You wish to rest or continue your studies? What will you do, Nox? Hey. Hope everyone's having a nice night. Feeding you. Develop yourself in your study. Okay. Well, you continue your studies, being better at reading and writing. Now, most slaves are not capable of taking heed to hide your equipment, utensils, the little tiny holes that you've created by pulling a bit of the gravel, slate to stone, or even under your straw bed. Continue them through the great seasons of rain. You feel as though your heart had to break. Feel again the friend that you make. It's still hard when they have to leave. Even yourself feel like you need to curse the gods for what has happened today. More years pass by and you have grown to your teen years. The son of Inzul, son of Roldan, and you remembered a little bit of pathways sneaking about. It's been hard lately. Ever since they upped it more of the guards. Continue your chores and your duties. Feeding more of the animals or pets. Getting more food to help feed your cage mates. Seeing them go to and fro, being bought, sold, never knowing where they go. And one day, fall to Lord Severian's the estate, not the room. Sorry. or you were invited for dinner. Of course, you didn't really have much of a chance of saying the matter. Do feel it's out of place. You accept, or do you want to fight and refuse? Well, you do not. The guard that's standing there nods his head and goes, "Yes, Lord Severian, let's invite you to dinner." Well, will you be coming then? Usually, from what you've seen, the guards usually do whatever it takes to get something done. He could be hitting you and dragging you the whole way. And he's not. Have you ever really spoken to by guard or taken by guard was to either be administered punishment or to be taken to do chores or to watch while doing said chores. Alright, you take a breath and you accept the invitation. A lot of the places of the state you haven't seen in the coming years that you haven't really journeyed up to it. Or more the inner cloister. Several tapestries, carpets, furniture, and other fixtures, lights, yet either magical or natural. Then all together, guard station, more higher tier this time, more better finery. Those of great noble birth going to and fro. Though you have not seen sign of Kara yet. Though you remembered long before that she went to something called Academy. As you walk on by through the great small street of the estate from the pens, you see on the fields old Dan laboring away. That has given you a great deal of comfort. There anything you want to try to yell over to roll down, or do you want to continue on through silently? You guys are to your sides, escorting you. Sure you don't have to go astray. Especially if you plan on running. So there to keep an eye on you. See what you will pick. You continue hush as to not distract him nor draw unneeded attention. Alright. So as you continue making your way, guards usher you in, and the servants and the maids, they quickly take stock of you, draw a bath, have you washed, have you cleaned, have you appropriately dressed. As you sit there in the room, you wonder to yourself, what now? Stay, listen to you, flee. What do you wish to do? Wait for whatever it is fate has drawn you? Or your pending doom, maybe? Hard to say. Even though Roldan, your great friend, has always defended and helped you out in the fields. You managed to study and write, a little bit strong, some proficient, sneaking about whenever you needed more food or supplies for yourself. There's a chance for you to escape. Maybe. What would you like to do? Let's see what she will pick. Which will she pick? Being stuck in her state, mansion of sorts. Who knows what fate can befall her? That. Its own very good question in its own way. I hope everyone is well. Enjoying the show tonight. I appreciate you guys coming out here. Let's see. Oh, Nox, what was your deal? And for those of you who don't know, Roldan is her first friend that she made. Her second friend that she made is Inzu. One a human and one a dragonborn. I don't know if they're coming slow. You just messaged us now. Unless you try to send something. Unless you don't know what choice to make. You need help in being guided. Okay, you choose to wait. So as you choose to wait, and the fine garments were administered, you are led by a servant to the dinner table of Lord Severian, sitting across from you. He's in the great fine clothes of what noble is. Ass. Definitely disturbs you. You don't like it. It definitely shows his wealth and his power. With his servants waiting on standby. He looks towards you. You would do well. The food. After all, it is much finer than what you eat. I have much to show you. I believe you've gotten well along with my daughter. No longer here. Anywho, you enjoyed the food. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me. You just want to sit there and eat the food? Or do you want to pester him? Not eat. That's your picks. Looks towards you, eating a bit of food, swallowing and chewing, wiping his mouth. Well then. Yes. If you were to come with me. As he stands up, guards stand nearby you. He starts to walk to the other side of the room, right near you, towards the door. The guard pushes you alongside, hurries you right after him. As you take your steps, very echoing halls, dark and morbid as it can be, you see the many trophies. The very horrid, malignant display as they are. Some sort of fashion, you're not sure. And yet, see right in his arm, stuffed right there, almost like around like near his armpit area, is the book you saw long time ago when you first met Inzu. He has it. You continue the journey. There it takes you to almost near a spiral of stairs that lead down. Yet he stops there. Turns towards the window. Points towards the window, opting for you to go see. Rather question him about the book. You want to see what he's pointing at. So, as you turn to go look out the window, as he talks, you see many slave pens. He stores the equipment and food and areas, even the livestock. Now, much in this world doesn't do well much, especially if you do not have magic. Wow. You can always help gift someone with magic. You can have the experimentations experimented on. This way, you can have catalysts. Much of Fosnavag has rituals. Those who can wield such power, those who require sacrifices, much just like you are fodder for the great sages and animals alike. Help feed the energies into blood and flesh. Though again, doesn't do much if you do have magic within you. And as you see, those you have seen in the coming weeks before the new stock, you remember the food that you ate as they eat it. Once they're done, you see a mage turn them into animals, headed to a different pen. But then on another side, you see a couple of butchers taking some of these animals from a different pen, be slaughtered. And he pats you on the shoulder. For many years, we've helped feed them, clothe them, or help them get to the state where they are now. And you yourself have much magical energy within you. He smiles and laughs at you. Done well. And now it is time. Immediately, as that said, were shackled and held by the guards. We must away now. The kicking and screaming naturally activates. As they take further steps toward the spiral staircase down to whatever pit, whatever dungeon it may seem. Much like with echoes of your distress, so is the pitter-patter. What doom lay before you? The great dark stone that they step on. And you're brought to a chamber. Large ritual chamber. Many writings skewed everywhere. Crystals abound. See a lot of dead flesh already. As he speaks once more. And trying to appease sun artifact. Eld. Yes. Points, and you see on a pedestal the odd crystal of sorts, glowing, but it's also a mixture of stone. It is etched in pure white and blue. At times it will become gold. I'm changing. And that near the center, etching more drawings. More ritualistic marks, spreading blood and goop and guts, is Inzul in a very trance-like state, muttering to himself. Among many other chanters as well. The guards take you to a slate of stone, slam you down. Hold you still, clasping irons. Do you wish to call out to Inzul? Or do you wish to just scream and curse gods and everyone around you? What will it be? Emperor Grenard. They scream loudly, the chanting growing ever louder, continuing like a crazy chain. As energies start to flux around you. Everything's silent at first. Almost loud. No sound. Please, you finally take notice of Inzul. Takes a dagger and drives it deep into your guts. Pain is excruciating. Takes the blade out, points it towards a stone-like crystal. Nine. Shakes. Then, as though the whole room, the world shook. Lay there bleeding, wound in your body. You thought you were already scared. That worked. But Severian is quiet. What has happened to you? What? And Inzol has stopped moving. All the torches and magical lights to fade. And in your stomach. To be there. From the stone itself. Spreads all the white. Then hear a familiar horn. Through it, crack of thunder. Through the dark, you see this mist moving around. Within that mist, the guards are being dispatched. Some of you are confused. From within that mist, you know it's the creature you met before. Crystal and stone itself. Shaking. Moving. As you hear a odd voice come through. Rise to me, stalwart. Hear that voice echo and boom. Crystal breaks. And from out of it, large blinding light, almost like a portal, erupts in the room. The power is so strong. Yet, quickly, the creature near you managed to unloose all the irons around you. As you manage to take cover in time, you see this large creature crushing the whole area, even with its large head, headbutting everything out the way. Scaly and armored as it is, horn with its snout. As a word one more time, hear the word stalwart being called. As it runs and rams through the way out of the building. Quickly, the creature, the misted one, grabs you and latches on to the creature, running about of amok. You make your way out through the Severian estate, through the shield cage slave pens, and out of The slave pens himself, finally breaching the walls of Fosnavad, Forbidden City. Survived. Good job. So eventually, we're taken to Great Shore, along with the creature. The creature looks at you both. Large, metallic thing. Breathes once. Starts treading away. Your misdeed friend stands right near you, having grown to your early woman years. Funny enough, weather as it is, from the light winds. About half your size. Looks up at you. His cowl still on. Ears poking about of his hood. Gives you a thumbs up. He reaches into his pouch. Hands you one small coin. Looks odd. It's not bronze. It's not copper. It's not silver. Nor is it gold. Dang thing is pure electrum. You've seen this in the book. This thing is worth a lot. Pays you to follow him. As you travel together, with the use of the electrum, manage to find food, clothing. Food especially that's not been tampered with. Made from something that is unsavory of sorts. He takes you around, teaching you how to buy things. How to write. Knowing who's a swindle. Crook. Teach you along the way while you travel along through small little villages or towns. Bands of gypsies. Wanderers. Survive a few scuffles here and there. Passing through the great snowy terrains of Farson. Do what is later, I guess, make it to Egerson. Make it to Egerson. Like from Fosnavag, long trek. Long, long way. Gives you one last letter. Sounds the horn one more time. The death of night before you can say anything. He vanishes. Then that letter. And it should read, "I'll do what I can. I went to that place to learn a few things for an old friend of mine. You to come. There are many that could be saved. Feel the greatest potential. Survive, learn of the world, whatever languages that suit you best. Continue your studies. Maybe one day you'll see me again. Just look for the mist. Well, the one that moves anyway, like mine. See you another day." No. That's all that's written. At this time, there is a signature. See the name. Crimson Lord. Draped in the black and red. Name Vizzy Underfoot. Read the last bit of the letter. It burns up. That is how Nox came to Egerson, and then later to the small little town village of Bellashire. Oop. What? Thank you everyone for being in the audience. Another intro down. We have honoring the great support and patronage of my fellow community members. And of course, the Patreon folk. Also made for that Sapphire. Yay! For her character Nox, Tiefling Warlock. As the prologue and backstory, what can be unveiled as the story and lore as a whole. Also more things to work with and see for the future and goals. That's for you. Also for the great entertainment for everyone. The better question is, what has really become of Roldan, Izu, or is too much to hear chagrin, Kyra, a Severian? Oh, the better choice is, the creature was called Stalwart, and known throughout the world. Well, some crystals harbor old powers or memories per se, but yet, especially with stone and crystals, some people in the world, not all people in the world, may hold old spirits of power. Long before, with Torin Kimbatul and his story, Armageddon was let loose. This time it was Stalwart. Of course, the many deeds of Vizzy Underfoot need not know. And Fosnavag being the Forbidden City, some recall, you all had raided the shores of Fosnavag, or the Tugok, great segment of the tyrant, the servant of Movashu, was almost let loose upon the world. Till the next crusade.